YouTube before.
Here we go. You're on YouTube. I'm here today with Laura Seefeldt, and Laura is a friend of mine. She's also a loan officer at Johnson Bank, and she's really my primary gal. I usually go to Laura if I can because it's, number one, it's easy to work with Laura, and I find that some of the requirements that her bank has are not as stringent as some of the other banks. So I just thought we'd talk to Laura a little bit about the market. And Laura, what do you think is the forecast for the interest rates? Because they're really, really good now. And what do you see what's going to happen to them in the future?
Well, rates have been good for over a year, and part of that has to do with the government purchasing the mortgage-backed securities, and that program is going to end at the end of March. So forecasts for interest rates going into summer are that we're going to start seeing interest rates creep up a little bit. I know the government has talked about the fact that they want to keep interest rates low, but there's really not going to be any choice for them but to start going up after the government stops buying the $1.3 trillion in mortgage-backed securities that they've already committed to. So when the private investors are coming into the market after the government program has ended, we will start to see rates go up again. So currently we're quoting 5% or better on all of our fixed rate products, and if you want to take advantage of those, I think you need to start making decisions about borrowing money or making a purchase sooner rather than later.
How long does it take if I come in? Laura and I have talked about this before, and whenever I work with a buyer in the purchase of a second home in Door County, I always work to get them to Laura and have Laura pre-qualify someone over the phone. A lot of times I have people tell me that, oh, we don't need to worry about that they have the money and everything else, and it's always good to get a confirmation on how much money we do have to spend. And with Laura, she can do it. She can actually pre-qualify a buyer on the phone with a short amount of time. Tell me how that process would work. If I was sitting here with a buyer right now and I just wanted to get them pre-qualified, so I could go to the seller with confidence, what would happen? What would it look like?
Well, I would typically just interview them, and it would take 15 to 20 minutes. Once I've done that interview, we do a simple credit report, and I run the file through underwriting. I'm actually the underwriter on the file, so I get to make that decision right at my desk, so I can offer that turnaround time to you pretty quickly, Connie. So for the client, it's just a brief interview. I ask them name, address, social security number, income amounts, and what they have available for their down payment. At that point, I'm really not verifying anything, asking for pay stubs or money or anything like that. It's really just an interview, and I've been doing this so long, I get a pretty good feel for whether somebody's being honest with me or not. So I'm pretty confident, and I think the pre-approvals that I provided you in the past have always turned out to be valid. So it's pretty quick and easy process.
What's
for the
nice
client.
about that is that I can just then get on the phone right afterwards with the client right there, and Laura can just say that this person looks good and not to hesitate, and also give me some terms to put in the financing contingency. And I believe that makes an offer to purchase a lot stronger. If I can go to a seller with a verbal that I have spoken with a lender who has pre-qualified these buyers over the phone, and this lender feels confident that those buyers will be able to obtain the financing that is referenced in the offer to purchase. Plus, I can say that I obtained the financing terms and conditions from the lender. It makes my, if I were a seller, I'd feel really, really comfortable with that offer that I would receive, as opposed to an offer that's submitted to a seller which says, well, they're going to go to a lender. Well, have they talked to a lender? No, they haven't talked to anybody, but they're really nice people. I know that everything's going to be just fine. Well, where did you get the terms in the offer to purchase? Well, that's just what they want. But in the meantime, you don't even know if you can really get that.
Well, and in this world of contraction and underwriting and Fannie and Freddie redrafting and redrawing their guidelines, it's really important that you get the lender involved sooner than later. I can't stress that enough. The contraction in underwriting and lending is really valid, and it's out there. It's something everyone needs to be aware of and concerned about. Know what your credit score is when you're out there making an offer on something, and know that your financing is going to be approved.
Well, and I want to thank Laura today for just taking a few moments to let me interview her about what's going on out there.
My pleasure, Connie.
And we'll be back to you again soon. Thanks. And
Bye, everybody.
Make it a great day.